So you entered into this building. You brought your bird. Hey, what's going on? We back for, I guess you could say, part three. You did your major scales. You did your chords that are associated with the major scales. Now we're gonna break down a song, a simple song that a lot of people do in their praise and worship. Thank you, Lord. And with this song, it's a pretty simple song. It's not that complicated. And with this, you kind of probably notice the different inversions and things like that that I use in the song. You know, still basically everything that I just taught you for is the major scale and the chords and inversions, and you'll kind of notice it. The key thing that I recommend you do is with the chords and the chord inversion, just write them out. Write them down on a piece of paper and keep them because you always have to refer. You just have to keep referring to it until you become familiar with it and it becomes second nature. So that's something you always probably want to keep, by your keyboard and things like that. Um, so yeah, we'll break down. Thank you, Lord. You have to kind of excuse me. I'm a little laid back tonight. It's kind of like it's like 1:10 in the morning, so kind of laid back or whatever, just relaxing. So here we go. We're gonna break down that. So I know you probably like, wow, what is he doing? What he got on, but um, I'm chilling. It's 1:10 in the morning, so I'm chilling or whatever. So just kind of bear with me or whatever. Then too, I try to make sure too I don't wake up the household because it's kind of late and I'm in here doing some quick videos. But enough about that. Let's get into it. Thank you, Lord. We'll break it down in the key of we'll break it down in the key of C. Okay, the first chord would be uh, it'll be I'll play it and then I'll break it down so you can. Okay, that's pretty much it. Simple song. There's only a few chords in that song or whatever, and a lot of things you'll notice about gospel music too is that the chords repeat itself in a lot of songs. We do the same old chord, just the words change, but the chords most of the time repeat itself in the songs, and you'll learn that the more you get into gospel music, especially with the congregation songs and things like that. Sometimes some worship songs repeat the same pattern, and it's just the words just change, but the chords kind of pretty much stay the same. And also too, remember too to practice your scales, because all they do is loosen up your fingers. And the reason why scales are important because you can do almost kind of like classical movement with them. You can kind of like roll your fingers. I'm gonna play it again. I'm almost kind of play it with like rolling my fingers. Notice how I'm rolling the notes. So that's one reason too is good to practice your scales because you can kind of roll, and all I'm doing is too is also just rolling within the scale, which is my C major scale, and you just kind of can roll your notes, give you more like a beautiful sound. That's why scales are important or whatever. That's why I thought maybe I'd just throw that out there, just in case I didn't mention it earlier. It's just good to be able to roll and let your fingers be loose. But the first note of that, thank you, Lord, is the thank part is your bass, which is your left hand. If you hear me refer to bass hand, or kind of in the habit of saying bass hand, if you don't hear me say left hand, for even if I'm saying bass hand, that means basically your left hand. So your bass hand would be C in your left hand, right hand would be G, C, E, and as you notice, we talked about that's your C major chord, and it's in the second inversion. And your next chord, that's thank. U would be. Now this is kind of like a bonus right here. We just did the basic of it, but it's simply I'm sorry. It's a E minor 7. I know we haven't got there, but I mean, it just sounds kind of better. So that's simply with your left hand is a E, your right hand is a G, B, D, and the lower part would be A with your left hand, right hand would be E, G, C. And now this is a passing chord you can do. I know we haven't talked about passing chords, but that's a passing chord because it don't go to the song. I mean, I'm sorry, it go to the song, but it's no words, and that's kind of like a little break in the song till you get to the next part. The thank. That's kind of like a little passing chord to get to the next part. The passing chord is C sharp with your left hand, right hand is G, B flat, C sharp, E. That's that second thing would be D with your left hand, right hand would be A, D, F. U would be E with your left hand, right hand would be G, C, E. Lord would be G with your left hand, right hand would be G, B, D, and then go back to the top. With the C in the left hand, and G, C, E, you repeat that over. Thank you, Lord. Then go back to that passing chord, and then I just want to thank. I just want you hear that in a lot of that's a lick you always use. You hear that in a lot of gospel music. You hear that in a lot of gospel music. The I just want to thank is you're actually doing a walk up with your left hand. So the first chord associated with that is D with your left hand, right hand would be A, D, F. Second note would be E with your left hand. Right hand would be G, C, E. And then you'll go back to the A, D, F with your right hand. And then your left hand will be F. And then you'll go to the G with your left hand. And your right hand will be G, C, E. So you're actually just going A, D, F to G, C, E. You're going back and forth. That's the I just want to thank. He just walking the bass. You just do a melody line. E, D. And your hand on C with your left hand. E, G, C with your right hand. So it'll be you, Lord. And that's pretty much the whole song. And then even if they change to like you been my friend and all, you just repeat the same pattern. Start at the top, go to the second part, you been, same thing. That passing chord, you been, then go back to the top, you been. So it's the same thing. No matter what they say, you follow that same format of the song. No matter how they say. I heard different way. I think "You Been My Friend" is one. you've been so good. It's just different ways people sing it, but you just keep that same format out, and that's pretty much the whole song. Now, a little bonus that I like to throw in is at the end, when you get through singing, when they get through singing the song, you can kind of pretty much just stay on that. Some people do that. I don't really like it. So I'm gonna, give you something more that they can let the praise and worship leader kind of flow. Um, and I definitely love to do this in worship service. Once the song get over, I try to, you know, come up with something that let them be able to flow freely like they want to. It almost kind of like a warfare type of feel, but try to be creative with them, and let them be able to kind of flow or whatever. So as they end the song, then um, I like to do this, and that let them. Let your praise and worship leader be able to kind of flow how they need to flow, and it just kind of usher in the presence of God, and and it's a little bonus, and I mean with that, I'm simply going. I just use a melody line. My melody line is C D E flat, blah, blah, blah. And then my left hand is going A flat. My right hand My right hand is A flat, C, E flat. So I go. And then my next chord is B flat with my left hand. My right hand is F, B flat, D. And then I resolve on the C with my left hand. Right hand is E, G, C. So I'm just simply going. And you can kind of pretty much do that, and the praise and worship person will be able to flow. It even almost sounds good if you can put it on some nice string. And the nice thing you can do is just roll your notes. That make it even sound more pretty when you roll your notes. And then if it's getting really tense, you can build. So that's a nice little bonus you can do at the end of a song. You can add that in there and let the praise and worship leader kind of flow in a different way and kind of minister to the people, and it just set an atmosphere. It's kind of hard to explain those chords, but it's just something about some nice warfare music and how it can set the tone. Hope this helped. Be blessed.